Page 9, the Trout, a very famous melody by Schubert. 2/4 time, there's two flats, we're in the key of B flat major. Now it's time to go do the scale, my scale video on B flat major, two flats. If you don't know the scale, you do it one octave. Learn the scale first. If you know the scale, then do it 2 octaves. But don't jump into I'll just do it 2 octaves right quick, because it just makes it that much more difficult. So learn the scale first, and then do that. And then while you're there, go ahead and do the scale video on G minor, because it's got 2 flats also. This is where I'll do the key signature, right? Now, one hand at a time here. Let's make sure we get the fingering and the counting, because they got 16th notes in this. I don't know if you've had 16th notes before, whether you have or not. Here they are. So we're coming in on the and of 2, 1 and 2 and. So it's and. Now here, you're in this position. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and. And they put the counting in there. 1 and 2 and the plus is and. 2 and there are different ways of counting 16th notes. Different teachers teach different methods. I do the one in this book is using 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Hey, 1 and a 2 and that's the way I teach them. But I don't do it all the time. I only do it when I need to, like they're doing here. In that third full measure, it's 1 and 2 and there's two 16th notes and an 8th note, so they go twice as fast as an 8th note. So it's, and then the second line, then 4th finger here, 1 E and a 2, reach down, natural. Going 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. Third line is second thumb on the second one, because we got to be in position. And that's really all 16 notes, so it's no big deal, I hope. And then come down. About the time you got to figure it out, then the last line comes along and messes it all up. Let's look at this. Last line, first measure, 1 and 2 and. So that's fine. And then 1 E and a 1 E and a 2. See, they beamed the notes together according to the beat. And that comes in handy because you're trying to figure out where the beat is. 1, 2, 1, 2. And you can tell that. 1, 2 is... So you can feel that 1, 2, 1, 2, but 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a. There are different ways of approaching it. You'll have to decide what you're comfortable with. A lot of times with 16th notes, I don't count the 1 E and a 2 E and I just go 1 and 2 and I feel the 16th notes because there's 2 of them in there. So it's 1 and 2 and. That's how I do it. And the notes, with the B flat and C, you gotta be able to do that. So, left hand, broken chords. You have B flat D. A, E, E flat. If this doesn't work for you because you got fat fingers, it doesn't fit, you have to do that. It's a bit of a stretch, but if you got fat fingers, you probably have big hands too, so you can reach that. I'll leave that up to you, but if you can, go ahead and do the fingering in the book. I think you can get the left hand, it's no big deal, I hope. And the last measure is just a B flat chord. B flat, D, F. You can finger it that way, you can finger it 2, 4, 1. It's up to you because you're here. That's probably what you're going to do. Put the hands together. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. That's a rest in the left hand there. Well, look out, that F is by itself. So you just reel, you get this beat in the left hand, just a steady beat eventually. You go back and work out the hesitations, and you take it your speed, not mine. Then we can add the articulation. Well, in the left hand, there's 2 notes. I disagree with that. I suggest you just connect this left hand all the way through except for the rest. Just connect them all. In the right hand, we got the phrases. So you want a little more of a between those two F's, because you're ending a phrase and starting a phrase. So we want to hear these phrases in the right hand. The left hand, just keep it down. Adding these phrases in there really makes a big difference. Just keep the left hand nice and smooth. Then we add the dynamics. Well, that's for the melody and whatever you think moderately loud is. Keep the left hand soft. When you get to the second line, third measure over, going on to the fourth measure, it's soft. There's crescendo there where you're going to go back up to moderately loud, but don't get moderately loud till the MF. So again, soft. Now we're moderately loud. And then at the bottom, soft. And then crescendo up to moderately loud. Now whatever your moderately loud is again up to you. It might change from situation to situation, but whatever it is at the beginning, that's what it should be throughout. It's the same moderately loud throughout. Be consistent throughout the piece. Speed-wise, andantino, well, people don't agree on what andantino means. I think about where I was playing. It's a fairly happy piece. It's a fairly happy piece. If you got pedal markings again in a few spots, I disagree with them. I suggest we want to hear. This needs to kind of bounce along. So don't use pedal. That'll just mess that up. So I suggest leave the pedal out here. I'd like to play it with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms and all. I'm not going to do any dynamics. So I'll give us 1.5 counts. I'll go ready and go and then we go on. So let's just try it together. One hand at a time if you have to, it's fine. Once again, I put the metronome on 8th notes, so it's beating 8th notes. Ready and go.